Zoe, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about today. I didn't think that my mom would be coming over to the house without telling me first.
I was shocked at first, but everything's all right now. I've always wanted to meet with your parents, so this was a great way of finally achieving that. And the timing for this couldn't have been better, right?
But we were finally having ourselves a relaxing date at the house. Recently, the both of us have been so busy that we haven't even had time for a date these past 3 months.
We can set up another date at the house when we have time. Now, as for your mom, when she saw me, did she say anything about how there was a woman in the house? I was worried that when she saw me, she would think I was causing trouble.
Don't worry about her. You being here was a little bit sudden, but so was her coming in, so she understood why things started out so awkwardly. Actually, I'd really like to apologize about my mom. I think that she was a bit rude to you when she came inside.
I can really tell that you have a very powerful mom now.
And you can tell me how you really feel about her. She didn't even introduce herself before she started to talk like you were some sort of stranger. Then she began to berate you with questions about your education and your job. That was like an interview of sorts.
I'm sure she just loves you very much. And that was her, just trying to make sure I was a good fit for you. I'm sure everyone's mom would be asking a billion questions the first time they meet with their son's girlfriend.
But the way she was speaking to you was not okay. And I don't think anyone else's mother talks like that. She just kept asking you about your education, and when you told her you never graduated from high school, she immediately started to treat you differently. Like she no longer had any interest in you or anything, right?
I guess so. But that happens from time to time, so I'm not too worried about it.
I'll make sure to have a talk with my mom about that. But really, I think my parents have always behaved that way towards others, and me talking with her isn't going to change things. They both really care about others' education, and act like that is the only way of judging others.
I see. So your dad's the same way?
Hey, Zoe, I hope that this isn't making you second guess. You're not thinking about breaking up with me or anything right now, are you?
What?
I know that I've spoken about this with you before, but I plan to marry you in the future, and that's why we're together now. So I was just thinking, well, if you're worried about how my parents behave, then maybe you'll be worried about our marriage as well. Now I'm getting a bit worried that you're going to want to break up with me soon.
Don't worry about a thing, Casper. I trust that the next time your mom or dad act out in a way that would upset me, you'll tell them off and keep me safe, right?
Absolutely. Now I'm going to talk with my mom and make sure to warn her about that kind of behavior. Once again, I am really sorry about what happened today. As a way of showing how sorry I am, the next date we take, we're going to a place of your choosing.
Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to when the next date is.
Don't you ever come to this house again, you uneducated lowlife. There is no way in hell someone with the likes of you will become my son's wife.
Is this really Casper's dad now that I'm talking to?
I hope that having all of that water poured over you will make you think twice about dating someone of our class. But just to make sure you've learned your lesson, I got your phone number from my son and I'm texting you now. So have you learned? If so, I want you to end things with my son right now. There were plenty of better women out there that will make amazing wives for my son.
Could you please hold on for 1 minute? You just came out of nowhere and dumped a whole bucket of water on my head. And now you're not even going to attempt to say sorry for that? And you're going to go on about how I should break up with Casper, like he has no say in it at all?
If you've already forgotten, I'm his father. So what I say goes when it comes to him, and what I'm saying is that you'll break up with him. I am the man of this house, and everything here is under my rule. And when it comes to my son's wife, I'm the one who gets to choose. So when it comes to an uneducated lowlife, high school dropout like yourself, you're out.
Did you just call me uneducated and a lowlife?
Who else would I be calling that right now? I cannot believe my son chose to be with the least acceptable woman possible. You really did it this time, thinking you could become a part of my family. It was only natural for you to be drenched in water like that.
Excuse me?
And guess what I heard from my wife? She told me that not only are you a high school dropout, but you were raised by a single parent, your mother. Not having a man in the house to make all of the money for you guys means that your mother is poor, and so are you. That's why you had to drop out of high school and go to work with her.
Yes, at that time, my family didn't have very much money, and times were a bit tough for us. But that only happened because my dad ended up losing his life in a car accident and left my mom devastated. When that happened, I had no choice but to leave high school. But after a month or so, my mom got herself back together with me, and we both started to try our hardest. We both began to make enough money to become free again and happy with our lives.
And I'm sure two women trying their hardest is only half of what a modest man could do. I knew everything the moment I saw you come to our house today. We're leagues better than your sad family, and that means you mean nothing to us.
You have no idea what you're talking about right now. How could you tell me what my family is like, based off of only seeing me for a little bit?
How dare you talk back to me, you lowlife? Are you done yet? Casper is the man I raised with all my time and money, making him my treasure. I made sure from a toddler that he went to the best schools and trained with the best coaches. Because of that, he was able to get into a very prestigious university and is now working at a company far superior to the one I work for, making Casper a man I can have huge amounts of pride in. And if my son married a low-life woman like you, then all of the time and effort and money that I put into it will be a waste. So you guys getting married is not gonna happen.
I am neither a lowlife or uneducated. If you want proof of that, then ask about where he and I first met. That was at his workplace. And ever since then, things between him and I have been going so well.
What was that?
I am working for the same company as Casper. That's where he and I first met, and where we decided that we wanted to get married someday.
Do not lie to me. That is the company my son was finally able to be employed by. And there is no way a company as large as that will be willing to hire a high school dropout.
The reason I made it this far is because I didn't want my mom to suffer after my dad passed away. And so I joined her to ease the pain. I was able to prove myself in the working world, and that landed me here, in this company. I've gone to 3 different companies now, slowly but surely moving my way up to this one. That's why even though I never graduated from high school, I can work for a company as great as this one now.
No way. A lowlife like you is working in the same company as my son? Now that you're in there, that company's image has suffered, and so has my son's.
And if you'd really like to hear about the cherry on top, I've been progressing within the company faster than Casper has. So please, stop judging me based off of my educational history alone.
Did you just say that a lowlife like yourself has been progressing faster than my son in that company? I am not going to just sit here listening to your BS any longer. I bet you use your ways as a woman to move up in that company. You probably used your body to convince the higher-ups.
What?
The only thing a stupid, uneducated woman like you can do is use your body to flirt with men. That's why you're in a position higher than my son's.
I would never, ever do something like that. I actually happen to have some self-respect, alright? Now you need to stop talking to me like that, or else I'm going to get Casper involved.
Nope. I know for a fact that's what you did to move into a higher position. There was no other way a lowlife like you could have moved up in the company quicker than my son. I knew it. You uneducated dogs who grew up in such moneyless households are only good at one thing, and that's manipulating men by using your bodies. I'm sure that's how you got my son to fall for you as well, right?
Excuse me?
I say that because my son is my pride. I happen to work for a large company myself, and have made it so far that I'm now a part of the company's leadership. And when it comes to my wife, she graduated from university as well, and is now a housewife part-timing as a piano teacher. Casper is the son of two very powerful members of this society, and there is no way someone from the depths like you will be able to enter it.
You are wrong. He was the one that asked me out first after working together for a little bit, and that's how things started. I never manipulated him into going out with me, and I never will.
I already know you're lying about that, so I'm ignoring you. Coming from a household where you never had a father means that you've never had any money. And I will not allow such an uncultured lowlife have her way with my son in order to get closer to his family's wealth.
Huh?
I'm telling you this one last time. Break up with my son right now. Then you can go back to living in the depths of this world like the rest of your kind. The only thing someone like you will be doing by marrying my son is embarrassing yourself and your mother. I'd love to see who your mother is now, since I've already had the misfortune of seeing you.
Tomorrow, I'll be waiting in the CEO's office for you. My daughter just came home crying and drenched in ice-cold water. I asked her what happened, and she showed me all the horrible things you've told her on her phone. You think of yourself as someone else's father when you talk like that? Are you even old enough to have a child when you act like that?
So this is the mother of the little brat. Have you read everything over? The reason that your daughter came home crying like a little baby is because of you. Because you never raised her in a decent household. She has to cry because she'll never have a good life.
What was that?
I knew it all along that households with little to no money have no means of raising decent children. Now go tell your daughter that everything's not going to be fine, but she's going to have to get used to living life on the bottom rung of society. I don't want her thinking she can ever be married to the son of a wealthy family ever again.
I would like you to meet with me first, before you decide to make such a baseless claim that I have no money and am a horrible mother. Like I was saying, tomorrow when you come into work, you come right to the CEO's office, and we'll have a long talk about your childish behavior. And I want you in there immediately, once you've come through the front doors.
What was that?
As not only a manager within my company, but also one of the longest working employees I've had, you know where my office is and how to get there quickly, correct?
Wait, one of your longest working employees? What?
How wonderful it is to talk with you outside of the workplace today, Wayne. I just never thought that this would be one of the ways I'd be hearing from one of my employees outside of the office. This is my first time in my career as a CEO where I've had to deal with someone like you.
Yo, the CEO? What? You can't actually be my CEO, Christine Streeter, right?
Would it be a problem for you right now if this was your CEO talking to you?
Ah!
And from what I can tell, you took very good care of my daughter today. You went and poured a bucket of freezing cold water all over my daughter's head. I've never heard of someone treating anyone like that before.
You're kidding me. What the hell is going on here? Why are things like this now?
Well, you will be able to figure out if this is all a lie or not when you meet me in my office tomorrow morning. You did say that you wanted to meet my daughter's mother, right? Well, you'll have your desired chance tomorrow, Wayne. And hopefully, after you've seen me, you'll have had your eyes opened wide to reality.
No, wait,
And after I've opened your eyes to the truth, you and I are going to talk. And I'm going to tell you everything about my daughter and my situation. Then, you can explain to me why you did such a thing to her, and why you think we're both lowlifes. I would like it if you can explain all of this to me in the simplest way possible, so as not to waste my time.
What?
I understand that my daughter never finished high school. And I blame myself for that at times, because I was destroyed by my husband's sudden death, and had a very hard time getting my life back together. But after building up my small company, I've made it very clear to this world that I'm not giving up, and neither is Zoe. Through my company, with the help of my daughter, I was able to make all the money I needed to pay off my husband's funeral and raise my daughter to the best of my abilities. Now you tell me, from all the help my daughter has given me that allowed me to get here, what about her is so bad and unworthy of you?
You have it all wrong, Christine. I never said anything about her being unworthy and not liking her.
I am not going to be lied to by you, Wayne. Just a second ago, you were going on about her education and lack of a fatherly figure in her teens, making her a lowlife, and that she cannot marry your son because of it.
That was just...
I raised my daughter as the most important person in my life, and made sure to be very strict with her so that she would be able to succeed in life. Nothing about my girl is embarrassing either. She has been raised to live her life as a respectable woman, and would never do the things you assume she did to get into the position she's in now. She is my pride and joy, and I will not have one of my employees treating her the way that you have. I'm going to make sure that tomorrow you tell me everything you don't like about her to my face, and then I'll figure out what to do about you. And I will not listen to any excuses from you.
Christine, you have this all wrong, okay? Could you please calm down for me right now? I was never making fun of your daughter, and I never would.
Then why did she come home drenched in water and crying? I don't think you should be saying that to me now, after you went and did such a horrendous thing to another person's daughter.
No, wait.
I am looking forward to tomorrow's meeting very much, Wayne. And if you try running or hiding from me, you can kiss your job goodbye.
I can't believe your mom of all people was my dad's CEO. I could never imagine this happening.
I didn't really know about the details either, until my mom started to explain them to me. She only figured things out because I brought your dad's business card home with me after he threw it in my face, telling me to have my mom give him a call so that he could go and see her face. I mean, I could tell he worked for her company when I looked at the card, but I wasn't too sure until my mom told me.
So that's how things unfolded into this.
Are you doing all right? I mean, this is all so freaking crazy, right? Your dad's boss has turned out to be my mom?
I don't find any of this that crazy, actually. I was shocked at first, but now that I know your mom's not only a CEO, but my dad's CEO, I've gained a new form of respect for her and you. I mean, I always respected her, but now my feelings are even greater. When I heard she had her own company, I finally felt as though my dad would have no more excuses for why you couldn't marry me.
I'm happy to hear that, Ben. And thank you, Casper.
I want to know now, actually, whether or not your mom is against me marrying you now or not. I'm sure that she would never want her daughter to marry a guy with a toxic dad like mine.
That's not true at all. She told me we can do whatever we want and won't comment about any of it. If anything, after what happened this time, she wants you and I to get married more than ever.
What?
Something about how you were raised in their ways, but knew their ways were wrong and were able to break yourself free from them.
That's very kind of her to say that about me, but I'm so happy to hear that she's okay with me marrying you still. I guess when things have calmed down, I'll come out to see your mom again and we can talk more about our plans together.
Sounds good. She really wants to see you and has been waiting patiently for the right chance to talk about what's in store for us after marriage. Now, I'll talk with you later, okay?
Zoe, I am so sorry about what happened between us last week. Seems that my wife told me a few things that just were not true about you, huh? Because of her, I treated you a little bit too harshly, and for that I'm sorry.
What?
My wife has a bit of a hard head on her. She's the kind of woman who goes right to judging people based on their education and how they were raised. So because of that, she just assumed that you were a lowlife and told me to think of you that way as well. That's what I was told by her to believe. That's why I ended up being so rude to you, without even thinking of the person you might actually be. This was all a big mistake, and because of my wife.
Are you not embarrassed to still be acting like a spoiled little brat right now? You were the one that chose to judge me based off my education yourself, Wayne.
Hey, don't say something so cold about me. I am finally going to allow you to marry my son now, alright?
What?
My son did a really wonderful job choosing you as the woman to become his wife. And as for you, great job letting my son become your special man. I knew the eyes of a CEO's daughter would understand just how important Casper's family is. Having chosen my son out of all the men in town, I am very pleased. I'm so happy now that I'll never tell you to leave my son and find someone else.
It's almost sickening to see how quickly your behavior changed after my mom had her way with you. Especially after how last week went, and all those comments about how you wanted me to leave your son at once.
All of that was just a small joke, alright? Now, are you really going to allow my son to become a part of your family, and perhaps the next in line to take your mother's seat at that company? I learned about this from the CEO. But it seems she only ever gave birth to you, which means it must be difficult for her to decide who to give her company to next, right?
Excuse me?
So, if you're allowing my son to join your family, then that means she'll have the perfect option for who to give her company to. Because of the way I raised him, my son has become far superior to every other man his age, and will do wonders for the company. He is the perfect man to become the next CEO of the company, I think.
Would you shut your mouth right now and stop embarrassing me with all that pathetic slander, Dad? I'm already ashamed to be the son of some toxic man like yourself.
What? You just called me Dad. Is that you, Casper?
I just met up with Zoe a couple of minutes ago, after her and I went to go and talk with her mom. We were all having a chat at one of the cafes downtown a little bit ago, which made me very happy. Yet now I'm having to learn about what you said to Zoe today, and I feel sick to my stomach.
Oh! So that really is you, Casper. Great work. I'm sure today you spoke with Zoe's mom about taking over her company. How did it go? She's going to let you marry her daughter and be next in line, right? I always knew you'd be a CEO someday.
She's allowing me to marry Zoe, but I'm not going to take over her company someday, and I don't want to. Actually, all I wanted to talk with her about today is how, after Zoe and I get married, I'm cutting ties to you and Mom.
What? What was that? Cutting ties to us? You're going to throw the both of us away?
I've had enough. It's the way you both judge people based off their education and income. And I just can't call you my dad anymore with the way you always lie about having raised me so well.
What do you mean by that? I have done a fantastic job raising you as your father and as the man of this house. How dare you say such things about the man that made you the way you are and as wealthy as you are?
All you freaking did was bully the hell out of me and ruin my mental health for years. I don't even remember a single time where you treated me as your son and not as some object you could brag about.
Excuse me?
Forcing me to study and do sports that I never wanted to do? Controlling who my friends were and who I could date? I never even had time to make friends most of the time because I was too busy being yelled at by you and forced to go to cram school. Sure, you praise me sometimes for what I do, but none of those things were what I wanted. And it wasn't even you praising my efforts, but praising me for following your direction so well. Whenever I'd score 100 on a test, it was always about how well you taught me. But whenever I messed up and scored low or forget something, you blamed me and said I wasn't your son. You're not my dad, and you sure as hell never will be now.
Hell do you think you are? It was because of me that you got to go to that amazing university, and it is such a powerful company.
All of that was because of my own efforts. Sure, you paid for me to go to university, but I'll hand you all that money back now. And once I have, don't you ever talk to me again. The moment Zoe and I have handed in our marriage papers, I'm done calling you my family.
Don't you play games with me? You think I'm going to allow you to cut ties to us? Do you have any idea what those in our neighborhood would think of me if they found out my son left me?
I hope they think of you as the worst man ever, who couldn't even raise a single child because he was too busy boasting about himself. I hope they tell you to your face that you're a failure of a father for letting such a good child get away. I hope they all cuss your name.
What?
Once I've married Zoe, I'll let you know. Then after that, you will be nothing but strangers. And if you even once dare to come looking for us or even try calling or texting me, I'm telling Zoe's mom and we'll have her deal with you again.
After all of that, Casper and I were able to get married with no other hiccups occurring. And then, when it came to our wedding, we made sure not to invite either of his parents, and even added them to our blacklist. However, both of his parents tried so hard to make sure nobody ever found out about how he cut ties with the both of them. And they would go around to all of the people in the neighborhood, telling them about how their son would be marrying the daughter of a CEO while bragging. But before anyone could fully believe their words, our wedding happened, and there, Casper told all of the guests that he was no longer related to his parents and would not talk to them anymore. Because of that, those in his parents' neighborhood soon learned of what happened too, and then grew the shame in his parents' home. Also, with the help of my mom keeping a closer eye on him, Wayne became a lot more quiet in the office and never said anything about anyone. And when it came to the piano class that Casper's mom had been teaching, people found out about how she was charging parents for their kids based off of how much they made. So after everyone learned that, all of her students began to drop like flies, and soon her classes were ended for good.